Oh boy, hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to New Stuff TV. Hey, before we get started, I gotta tell y'all about some stuff. I know I got on sweatpants right now, but trust me, it is hot outside. I live in Houston, Texas, and it is what I would call the armpit of America. Not that it's musty or anything, it's just hot, humid, and did I mention hot? Let's just look at this, man. You see my phone here? It says 82 degrees Fahrenheit. It's only like 8:15 in the morning, bro. Let's look in here, man. We got this ongoing excessive heat warning. Dude, seriously, man? Seriously, 99 degrees today, all the way up to 100 on Sunday. Look at this humidity. Check this out. 82% humidity. Armpit of the USA. It is ridiculous. But this video is not about Houston's humidity. Well, I'll double back to the whole hotness of Houston and stuff in a moment, because that's kind of what spawned this video. But I got to reintroduce myself. This is New Stuff TV, the untechnical tech channel. I'm your host, Antoine. It's hot as hell in Houston, Texas, but I'm still cooler than a polar bear's toenails, Richardson, because today we're going to be talking about some speakers, man. Check this out. I got the Sony SRS-XG500 and the XG300 sitting here with me for good reason. All right, now Sony has been in the lab, man. They've been working on some stuff since, I don't know when they decided to put them out, but recently they put out two brand new speakers, which would be the SRS-XG500 and the SRS-XG500, which I love. So all four of these speakers actually live with me in my house, okay? So the XG300, it lives on my kitchen counter. The XG500 lives on a bookshelf in my house, and the XV800 lives behind my couch, kind of tucked away, because it's not necessarily a pretty in-home speaker, so I leave it tucked behind my couch, and it just kind of throws out the music in the living room. And then the XB100, that's just with me when I go places. I like clipping it on my back and my scooter, or my backpack and my scooter and stuff like that. But once again, today's video is about these two, because speaking of the hotness, right? It was hot, so freaking hot. I know I keep saying that, but seriously, you don't understand how hot it was. So me and my wife, we decided to escape away to the beach. So naturally, I'm thinking, yay, it's speaker time. I get to put my speakers to work. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of Bluetooth speakers. You've seen my JBLs and my Soundcores and my Sony collection. But I went around the house looking for the perfect speaker to take to the beach. And I don't know, something said, hey, why don't we try out one of these Sonys, okay? I didn't want to take the XG500 at first, on the first trip, because of its size. So I took the XG300 with us, but I wanted to make sure it was charged up so we could enjoy that 24, is it 24 or 30 hours? I can't remember. It's something. It's like past 20 hours of battery life. But I wanted to make sure it was charged up so we can enjoy it. And so I just hooked it up to the phone, and I saw that there was an update pending. So I looked for the XG500, and there was an update pending for that one as well. So I was like, let's update the speaker, man. Because I love updates, because they're always bringing, you know, bug fixes and tweaking sounds and stuff like that. And lo and behold, there was a sound tweak. It was a slight sound. Can you say that 10 times fast? Slight sound tweak. Yeah, slight sound tweak to the Clear Audio Plus profile, and I'm here for it. Man, both of these speakers sound so much better. I call it a slight sound tweak. I can't say that. Slight sound tweak, but it really did bring these speakers to life. I mean, it kind of cleared things up. In the past, I kind of thought that, you know, the XG500 was a little bit muffled, so I always had to personally EQ it. I didn't like the Clear Audio Plus sound signature, and it was overly bassy. Now everything's just really leveled out and clean, and I use Clear Audio Plus all the time now. Sometimes I do turn the mega bass on, or off rather, because it's a little too boomy for, you know, where I have it at specific times. But a lot of times I have it on because I want that extra boom, and it doesn't muddy up the music, kind of like it did before that update. Now, when it comes to the XG300, we get a little bit more bass, and we get a little bit more on the highs, because this one actually sounded like the mids were jacked up just a little bit. So I always had to tweak it with my personal EQ. It was only like, what is it, a 3-band EQ or something like that, but it still helped out. And I really liked the sound signature of it before the update, but now Clear Audio Plus with the mega bass on, and it sounds fantastic. Now, sometimes you will need to turn it off, because if you're like me, certain songs or certain scenarios don't require all that bass. Now, I've digressed a little bit talking about this update. Let's go back to my beach story. So I grabbed the XG300, we throw it in the trunk, and it's time to roll. So at the beach, I pull it out, we got our setup going, and everything's working out great. Now, when it comes time to like turn up a Bluetooth speaker, I'm not the guy that says let's turn it up full blast. I like to talk, and just like, I like to talk, I like to read and chill. I don't need my music blasting at 80 to 100% the whole time. I'm more of a 20 to 40% type of guy. I like ambient sound in the background. That way, if somebody says something, I'm not like, huh, what'd you say? Huh, say that again. I can't hear you. The music's up too. I'm not that guy. We're talking 20, maybe 30% the whole time. And I'm getting bass, I'm getting mid-range, and I'm getting highs against the crashing waves and the people and the dogs. Oh, we did bring our dog Raylan with us. He goes with us everywhere, man. So yeah, man, it was just a good time at the beach listening to the tunes. And I was just really impressed by how the Sony SRS-XG300 performed. And it was out in the sun too. I didn't have it under shade. So that was really nice that I could touch it and it wasn't gonna burn my hand with the handle, or the body of it didn't melt under the sun. You know what I'm saying? It was a top performer at the beach, man. I really, really thoroughly enjoyed this speaker at the beach. And that brought me to the XG500 when it came time for the next beach trip. I was like, all right, I know this might be overkill for the two of us. I was talking to my wife, but I want to try this thing out the next time we go to the beach. And the next time we went to the beach, I threw it in the trunk, and here we go. Now, I really like this speaker because of its form factor. It's beautiful, right? So it looks good in my home. So does the XG300. That's why I use it, right? It's a beautiful speaker. I wish the plastic on the outside had more of a soft touch, more durable coating versus this hard plastic. That way you don't, have to worry about chips or scratches or anything like that. That would be a nice little upgrade for the second version of this. But everything else about it, I really do love. Oh, more colors. Can we get some more colors, Sony? Now is the time I start complaining, right? Can we get some more colors, Sony? Like, I like the gray, but this one only came in one color, man. Give me another color. So we're all having a great time at the beach. And when it comes to durability, yes, this thing was out in the sun, right? It's cranking out the tunes. It's not up, but like maybe 30, maybe 40%, because we're jamming, right? We're getting that boom around us, because this thing does kick out some bass. But of course, we can naturally hear the highs and mids, because this thing is tuned really well with that Clear Audio Plus now with that update. But when it comes to durability, man, the dogs were kicking up sand all over this thing. I was like kind of worried because it's sand, you know what I'm saying? But the dogs were kicking up the sand. It's sitting out in the heat. It never touched water or anything like that until it was time for me to wash it off. In fact, both of them, when I brought them home, I had to wash them off, so I wasn't worried about that. You've seen my water test. But that sand, it just washed right off. I was worried it was gonna get trapped in this cloth right here, but nah, man, it just brushed and washed right off. So that was nice to see that, this thing actually does have some durability, even though it's really just, it's pretty. I was afraid to, mess it up, but it's actually a really durable speaker. Now, it was a very enjoyable sound, like I said before, at a casual listening volume. But this is where I want to talk about battery life once again. We're getting great battery life on both of these speakers. So the XG500 gives you 30 hours, up to 30 hours. And then the XG300 gives you up to 25 hours worth of battery life. So once you start blasting a speaker like past 50% all the way up to 80 and 100, you're not gonna get that. But when we left the beach, at about 6 o'clock, we're talking 65% and 60 to 65% on, respectively on each speaker. And that's like a whole day of listening. Well, a whole work day, let's just say that. So I have no complaints about the battery life. But what I would like to complain about, Sony, you listening to me? You listening to me, bro? Okay, so Sony uses a charging brick, like a cable, like a DC cable with a brick, and then it's got the standard DC, charging port in the back of the XG500. I get it, man. It's a big ass battery in here and you need to juice it up, but can we get that brick part to be in here? Now, I know it comes at a sacrifice because this speaker is actually pretty light for its size. Every time I pick it up, I'm like, whoa, this speaker was pretty light. I thought it was gonna be heavy. The JBL Boombox 3 is a heavy speaker because it has that brick inside. I wouldn't mind if you threw it in there. I understand why you didn't, to make the speaker light, but I like USB-C charging. Not that you actually have to charge this thing up. I wasn't worried about battery life, but I'm just saying, man, it's just, I hate having those extra cables and power supplies that don't really match up with everything else. It's just continuity. USB-C cables are all over the place. You know, those proprietary DC cables, you know, they're just hard to find. So that's kind of a complaint. Now, before I throw out my last complaint, I really do want to drive home that I have thoroughly enjoyed these speakers in my house, man. Like I told you, they live in my house and I use them almost every day. I'm always jamming at least one of them between the XG300, 500, or the XV800. But this is where that complaint comes in. Party Connect. I have a Party Connect button on the back of the XG500, which is cool, but I don't see one on the XG300. So I wish I could press a button on every speaker and they just go. They just know what to do. So I'm always using the app. And the app, the Party Connect on the app, sometimes it is a hit, sometimes it works without a hitch, but it does take a while. And a lot of times it does not work, and I have to kind of keep restarting it and stuff, and it's just a pain in the butt, man, to get, because it kills my vibe. You know what I'm saying? I want to connect all of them because I got one in the kitchen or one in my sitting room, one in my living room, and I just want to vibe out, but it starts to kill my vibe when the Party Connect won't connect. You know what I'm saying? So my friends at Sony, come on, man, can we please work on that, please? But seriously, I have thoroughly enjoyed these speakers, and since that update, they sound so much better. So I just wanted to throw that out to you guys to update your speakers, because you got to stay updated, first of all, because there's always new features being added, and like, you know, the sound profile could change, or they can just fix stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's why they are app connected, so you can update them and take care of them. But battery life, clutch. Sound, clutch. Durability, clutch. Aesthetics, super clutch. Man, I love the way they look. Sometimes I just wish I had more colors. But seriously, the biggest problem I got right now is that I just don't have more of them. I could probably use another XG300 in the house. I really like these speakers, man. I know some of y'all gonna hate, especially you JBL fanboys out there. Like, you guys are a different breed. It's not that, like, you can't like one or the other. You can like both. I happen to like both. It's just that I like Sony in my house, and now I like Sony at the beach. Sony's been Sonying lately, man. I don't know. You know, somebody in the laboratory said, man, we need to level it up a little bit. But Sony's been Sonying lately, and I ain't mad at them. I'm just here for it all day long. But I'm not gonna sit here and talk your ear off. I just wanted to give you the scoop on the new update and let you know how much I've been enjoying these Sony speakers. Now y'all keep being good to each other, and I'll see you when I see you.